Wow, so your brain doesn't really know the difference between, say that again?
Between something that happened in real life or something that you strongly visualize.
So you could create enough of a visualization for yourself if you really were to powerfully start to focus on it and do that and build that ability to visualize something that your brain at one point would have to think it's so true that the world would meet you and put it into your life.
I love the way you put that.
That's one thing that I feel like there's like some elite people in the world and they really learned that. I start thinking, oh, that's what they're using to the best of their ability.
Every idea and every bit of intelligence ever known or available to the universe is available to you at virtually every instant of time. The discovery of the superconscious and your understanding of the superconscious can and will change your life. The superconscious mind or superconscious capacity makes your capacities unlimited. You are no longer restricted to what you know, what you can access, what you can do physically and mentally. You have an external source that you can draw on, like an energy source, to bring you answers to your questions and to move you towards your goal. How many times have you had the experience where you're driving along or you're going about your day-to-day business and you see the need for a product or a service and you say, now why doesn't somebody do that? Or why doesn't somebody make that or sell that? And you say, well, must be a good reason, and you forget all about it. Then a year or two later, somebody comes out with that same product or service and makes $1 million, and you say, I thought of that. I thought of that a couple of years ago. The difference was that the person who came up with the idea may have come up with it at the same time you did. Maybe you tapped into this energy source simultaneously, but that person had confidence or faith in their ideas, and you did not. If one of your goals is to achieve financial independence, this mind will send you the ideas that you need to achieve financial independence.
Act like the person you want to become. That's not fake it till you make it, by the way. This is intentional. Intentionally act like the person you want to become. Because when you intentionally act like the person you want to become, your brain sees you taking those actions, so your brain starts to change the way it relates to you. When your brain sees you high-fiving yourself in the mirror, it starts to go, oh, wait a minute, Stephen loves himself. Stephen's cheering for himself. We don't beat Stephen up.
You know the only difference in steam and ice is the state of vibration of the water or the H2O. Do you know the only difference in where you are versus where you want to go is your state of vibration? Do you know that everything to get you there is already here? And it always has been. Do you know when you take an idea and you impregnate it over and over again, you impregnate that idea into one cell. When you impregnate that idea into the cell, that cell is dividing 1 into 2, 2 into 4, 4 into 8, and the process goes on at the rate of 50,000 cells per second. And the more and more you act on it, even though you don't feel good about it, but you work with the idea, you start to develop this change in vibration, but what is really happening is you're impregnating the cells with the characteristic or the idea. What we need to do is we need to constantly think about where we're going, what we want to do, and we start to increase our level of thinking by vibration, and we begin to attract thoughts of a like nature that'll move us in that direction.